The lab we're going to do, the lab we're going to do is stoichiometry of a precipitation reaction, or the lab we're going the lab we're going to do is stoichiometry of a precipitation reaction. We're going to react calcium chloride dihydrate with sodium carbonate. We're going to have solutions of each. We're going to have solutions of each of these soluble compounds. We're going to put them together and we're going to form a precipitate. When we form that precipitate, we're going to isolate the precipitate. We're going to dry it, so you're going to have to let it sit overnight again so it dries out. And we're going to calculate from the amounts of reactants of the calcium chloride and of the sodium carbonate what our theoretical yield of the precipitate should be. We're then going to make the precipitate, we're going to form it, dry it, and we're going to calculate what our actual yield is. In the end, one of our goals is to find the percent yield. How much of what we should have made, the theoretical yield, did we actually make in the reaction? To figure percent yield, we're going to use the equation actual yield over theoretical yield, which is calculated from the stoichiometry of the reaction once you've balanced it, times 100. And that's our percent yield. Now, percent yield is never 100%. Once again, percent yield should not be 100%. If it is, you've probably done something wrong. Why? Because there's side reactions, there's other influences. It's tough to make, and reactions don't always go to completion. A good percent yield, I don't know what it is. It's dependent on each individual reaction. When you're doing organic reactions, a good percent yield might be somewhere in the 30–40% range. It might be less than that, depending on the reaction you're doing. For precipitation reaction, we expect it to be higher, but there are many reasons, and you're going to have to try and figure out what are the reasons that we may not have gotten 100% yield. Remember, in this lab, you have to let it sit overnight to dry once again, so don't leave it till the very end.